Hey y'all, welcome back to another What Else is Going On, aka We Go podcast episode. I'm your girl, your host Taria. If y'all are watching, I hope you already know this gorgeous face. If you're listening, I'm about to introduce you to him. He is where I get so many of my clips. I met him online earlier this year, I think on Twitter. I was cracking up at his takes. I think I might have slid into his DMs. Y'all know how I do. Like, you need to come on the podcast. He's like, sure. Went back and forth. I ended up on his, and we both had so many things going on. But he is finally here. Y'all, welcome to What Else is Going On. My boo Chase from No Chaser TV.
I am so honored. First of all, I want to give props to who it's due because I believe our good friend Carlos
Yes,
Harris
yes,
is the connector or the
yes.
bridge
He
between
actually
the
is.
two.
He's our
So
Carlos is a connector, isn't he? We
yes,
love
he
you,
is such a
Carlos.
connector. Yes, love him down, up and down the thing. Okay.
I have yet to
Yes.
meet him in person yet, but we've been
Mm.
literally texting. We've talked on the phone for like a year now. And I'm like, and it's
It's
my
time.
fault. Yes, because he'll come to this
Oh,
area to visit and y'all know I'll be on the road with the ride share and
yes.
I'll be so scared to take off, but I'm about to get out of that mindset. But anyway, I just can't wait to literally wrap my arms around him and hug him and be like, ah!
Baby, take off. Take off,
I'm gonna
okay?
take off. I'm gonna take off. Chase,
Yes.
how are you today?
Well, I am pushing through. Normally, I'm doing fabulous, wonderful, great, darling. But my right eye, if you guys don't know, I have keratoconus, so that means that my corneas they shape like a cone, and when light
Oh,
hits my eye, vision disperses. So I have to wear hard scleral
oh, the
contact lenses in
hard.
order to see the hard
Okay.
ones. And so I have finally gotten used to putting them in, but this year was time for me to get new ones, and so we've been trying to get the formula right and
Okay.
yesterday, everything was great with the new pair I got yesterday. And today, baby, the right eye, I don't know what that contact was doing, the funky Watusi or what in
Ooh.
my right eye. But if you see me looking like this, one eye jack, just let it ride today, y'all. Okay.
Now, y'all, he was real cute with his glasses on, his
Oh,
hat, his chain, but he will not wear the glasses. But
no,
he
ma'am.
he was given professor and not Ogilvy, but professor.
Come on, Professor. Hey, Professor. No Chaser TV. Okay.
So I
Professor
told
Wendy, Lord, why, Wendy? Why would she do it to Rhea?
it,
Why?
it
Why would
is
she do it?
as that pretty young, fine looking thing. Wendy looks
She looks
good.
amazing, though. She looks amazing.
And you know what? And isn't it wild? I see so many people feeling like she's having her best. Not everybody, but a lot of people are
Not
saying
me.
she's having her best season yet. Here we go. We about to fight, y'all. Um, her best season yet, but she seems
Mm.
more loose this season. I will say that she seems a little bit more looser than in previous seasons. And
Yes.
now we have this. It's isn't it? It's like Wendy,
It's
Wendy
like
La.
it is crazy because I think that while I'm not a big fan of what she's given this season, and if we're going to talk about it, I'll tell you why. But I think that for me, I can tell that she is settling into being number two.
Yeah.
Not
Oh,
saying like less than
oh,
as in not saying
oh.
less than or playing Giselle's second fiddle, which a lot of people think, but that's not what I'm saying in this moment. What I'm saying is the pecking order right now in Potomac is Giselle, then Wendy.
You're right.
And I think that she's settling into that role quite nicely. She's coming off like a veteran this season, all
Yes.
of the things. So I know a lot of people think that she's like, running behind Giselle, and we can talk about that as well. Whatever you want to talk about, I'm here for you. But in that moment, I would just want to make sure I'm clear because sometimes I'll say things and I don't know what I'm saying, and people can misconstrue what I'm saying because I just say
Sure.
it and I don't give any explanation. I said what I said. And so I just want to be clear.
Chase. Sometimes we'll say things clearly. You'll say the sky is blue,
Okay,
and people
thank
will
you.
be like, "So
Okay,
you
thank you.
mad when the sky is a little bit yellow and not blue because you don't like yellow?"
Well,
Okay,
what's wrong with yellow skies? What?
nobody, because nobody said that.
What?
Nobody said that at all.
I say
So
this thing all the time, like in my group chat with the guys and girls who are on No Chaser TV. I've been saying that for years. I always say, "Is that what you got out of that?"
yes,
Like, is that what you got?
yes, I've
Okay.
I've learned to try to say. So if I don't understand, so wait a minute. This is what I'm hearing you say. Is that what you're saying?
Put it back to them.
Yeah, like because I just want to because I don't want to misconstrue or
But
anything.
as you
Uh,
misconstrued me, chopped and screwed me. Same. Okay.
yes, yes.
Right. No,
So
because I didn't say any of that.
nothing. I didn't say nothing about hating yellow skies.
What is that about?
So before we get into the housewife of it all, for those of y'all that have been listening for a while, thank you. For those of y'all that are new, welcome. I used to host. I keep saying it's been on hiatus. Child, it's been 5 years. Another podcast called Tales from a Butterfly, and it was a personal
Oh,
development with a spiritual base. Since before I could remember, since before my favorite butterfly, Mariah, I've always
mm,
identified with butterflies. And I always kind of felt like spaces weren't meant for me to stay there. I was supposed to go there, bring a little joy, a little light, and then go ahead and move on. And for some reason, I've just always felt like that. And I always felt like that's what butterflies would do. If you're down or sad, you see a
mhm.
butterfly and you immediately go, a butterfly. But butterflies
Yeah.
can't let people get too close because if they touch your
Mm.
wing and damage you, you might not be able to fly. And I
Yeah.
literally had those thoughts as a young girl, right?
Hmm.
So with the podcast, I always wanted to focus on I talked about the butterfly, but we
Hmm.
never talk about not even the caterpillar, because we know in science you go from caterpillar
So a
to
butterfly.
butterfly, but
Yeah.
let's talk about that middle, that cocooning stage.
Oh.
And what people don't know is scientists describe the cocooning stage as something that could kill the caterpillar. They have to
Oh.
literally eat their own enzymes. In other words, they got to eat their own mess so that they can then turn in to become the butterfly. So I want to ask
Wow.
you, it from caterpillar to butterfly in real life,
Yeah.
they do it once, but we know in
Yeah.
life we have many metamorphoses. Can you name a pivotal
Mm.
metamorphosis for you where you can recall going from the caterpillar to that rough cocooning stage that may have taken you out, but you ended
Mm.
up coming out a beautiful butterfly?
Ooh. I'm gonna just put it to you real like I do when the people come over to No Chaser TV on the YouTubes and on the lives and stuff. Especially during the early days, I was very, very transparent, and I still am now. We just, it is what it is. But I'm gonna be super transparent here, as I have one eye that you guys can see. Okay,
Them
that but
glasses on, boo.
this
I'm
is
telling you.
I'm not doing it, but
Okay.
this is indicative of what you're saying. I want to say that for me, I feel like I am in the middle of my cocooning phase. And
Oh.
that's because I had to, as you said, they swallow their enzymes. I had to swallow my pride and leave a fabulous life that I lived in downtown Atlanta on the Atlanta Beltline and one of the newest, hottest properties in
Mm.
Atlanta that I stayed there for 5 years, stayed in a great apartment for another 5 years, total of 10 years in Atlanta, and moved back home with my mama.
Mm.
Okay. And
Okay.
so from Atlanta to Florida, the nightlife is different, the day life is different. Having a friendship that's an ecosystem that feels like family that you build and you weed out the good ones. And sometimes you're not a good one either, and you get weeded out. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And to
Mm.
the point where you have built a friendship that is now a family. And now you have to leave your chosen family. And,
Wow.
you have options every day to do this and do that and do this and do that, to coming home and sitting up in my room like Brandy Norwood. Do you
Mm.
hear what I'm saying to you? Last year, it was the most difficult decision. I only planned on being home for maybe 6 months. It has been over a year. I lost
Mhm.
my job that I had last October.
Okay.
Last October. And so from October to August, I did not have a job. My mom really had my back. I didn't pay for anything. She made sure all of my bills were taken care of.
Mm.
I know it was a strain on her, but as it's straining her, it's also straining me
Mm.
because I'm restricted. I'm used to being able to do whatever I want to do, go whenever I want to go, live how I want to live, and I couldn't do it.
Mm.
But
Wow.
in that mess came the bless, because I was blessed. Because of that, it caused me to refocus and recenter
Mm-hmm.
and not miss the moment. I was so busy living in the moment that I was missing moments. And that moment for
Wow.
me I launched No Chaser TV in March of last year. It was strictly YouTube. For those of you who do not really know my background, if you see No Chaser TV, on social media, which I want to thank y'all because we're well over 100,000 strong. So, hey to the people. Um, but if you knew what it took me to get to that, because I have been in journalism slash reporting slash blogging, whatever you want to call it, since I was 16 in high school. I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but 16 in high school, barely doing my work because at that time I was super, super into professional wrestling, right? And
Okay.
so I would wake up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and translate Japanese professional wrestling results from Japanese to English, and I ran a English based website for nearly 10 years. Super popular,
Wow.
super. So from 16 to my mid 20s, super popular, super like a whole nother life that people didn't know I was living and
Oh my,
doing.
I,
And
I
then
didn't know that.
a lot of people don't know it because, as a kid, I was like, I'm not telling nobody I like wrestling. That's embarrassing, but I'm a grown adult now. So I used to really
Come
be
on,
into it.
Junkyard Dog. Come
Right,
on,
you
Rowdy
better
Randy.
junkyard dog. You better come on with
Come
it.
on, Rowdy. Was
Okay.
it Randy? Rowdy Randy?
Roddy Piper and
Yes,
Randy
yes,
Macho Man Savage. But
yes.
yes, so the Japanese versions of that I did, right? And it was really popular, all those things. And so then as I grew older, I had my own personal blog with all the fashion and style and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then when I moved to Atlanta, I seized the opportunity. I was on the Shade Room's Roommate Talk Atlanta. And from there, I started working a lot. And I was on a morning show doing entertainment news with Young Jock with the Streets 945 morning show. I had auditioned for, I was doing red carpets for Shade Room and for Rolling Out, but I was in the moment, but I wasn't really in the moment because if
Yes.
I knew
Looking for the next
at,
thing.
yeah, like at that time, hey baby, you actually doing all right. You come from Jacksonville, Florida, where these opportunities don't happen. I wouldn't have fumbled them. I wanted to be in the club. I want to shake my little bonbon. I got
Mm.
one little slither, one little taste. I'll tell you, I used to work for Lisa Nicole Cloud. I used to
Mm-hmm.
film Married to Medicine. So I was on in all the who's, the rooms with the spots with the girls, and I got one little taste. Fresh from
Mm.
out of Florida, mid 20s. I couldn't handle it. It went to my head. I was slacking on my assignments. And as easily as God made it happen, because now I can look back and say it's easy, because I did work and grind for everything that I had at that time as
Mm-hmm.
well. He easily took it away because I was not mentally ready. I was not physically ready. I was not prepared. And I
Mm.
was too busy in the world and not at work doing what I needed to do.
To
Right.
do,
So
yeah.
he took it away from me. I was super depressed. I auditioned for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I didn't get it. And after that happened, I was like, girl, I'm not doing nothing. I'm tired. I'm just tired. Lord, I'm tired. I was doing the radio show. I got the radio show, but my mom at that time, which is ironic, was paying my bills. And she was like, you need to get a job. And I'm not paying no more bills. So I get a job at State Freaking Farm, which is like,
Jake.
in Atlanta, like, right. Yeah. Like in Jake, in Atlanta, it's like, you want to work for State Farm. The benefits are great, all
Oh,
of those things that they tell you,
okay.
you know what I mean? So I get a job at State Farm, and it's like I'm moonlighting and training because I'm like late to training because I'm doing a morning show. And the morning show is like, listen, we need you. We want you to be on this morning show. We want you to go ahead and do it. Give us a number. I don't know how to negotiate. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. I've never negotiated anything in my life.
Right.
So I gave a number and he was like, whatever. And I am so modest that I didn't realize that they had already given me the job. All I needed to do was continue to show up while the numbers were being ran because I didn't hear anything about the numbers and nobody
Right.
was willing to show me how to negotiate. I took it as in it's over. So I stopped going and I started going to work and I crashed out after that, right? I lost
Wow.
those opportunities, but at the time now looking back, since I've been home to reflect, I wasn't ready for those opportunities. So
Mm.
when I accidentally stumbled into the blogging part of No Chaser TV again, I said, I'm not going to miss my opportunity. I posted one video of Monique, the video of Monique at this time last year. She revealed on a podcast where she was not getting alimony, no money, none of that, no child support.
Nothing.
It went viral on TikTok. And I was like, I need to post another one. I just recognized in that moment, it
Okay.
doesn't happen like this. You better
Yes.
keep posting. And I kept posting and kept posting. And I was like, I think I just lucked my, well, not luck. I don't know. Guided my way into this. So I'm
Yeah.
going to keep it going. And from December of last year, 2024 to now, we have like nearly 150,000 followers across all of our social media.
Mm.
Our YouTube is growing. We have a good time. I've been able and blessed to meet you. I've been able to use the numbers from the blog to justify why I can get certain interviews. Because when
Mm.
I got that Juice Adora interview, the people, I love Kempire down. There's no shade, but Kempire was like, the unauthorized bloggers getting these interviews. And I was like, I get it. So I never, you never heard me. I'm not throwing shade, but I was like, I get why he would say that. You know what I mean?
Don't you talk
But
about my boo.
I'm not. I'm really not. I'm really not. I have nothing negative. I used to listen to Kempire back in the day, Kempire Radio when it was
Yes.
Brandy down. Like
Yeah.
I respect the people, oh baby, doing the work because I know it's hard. So it's not. But I was just saying, like I understood why he said it,
No.
but I recognized what the numbers were doing on No Chaser TV at the time, and I started shooting my shot.
Yes.
I'll be damned if you think I'm just a blog. By the way, I actually have a journalism background.
I
By
have
the way,
credentials. Yes.
I've done radio, I've done this, and I'm going to use it to get where I want to be. And so that's what I've been doing. And so right now I'm in this phase where it's like I want to continue to create original content and
Yes.
do things and kind of balance it out from being the clips and the tea to also being original. But the thing about it is, and this is why Kempire said it, and a lot of other people said it, that an unsolicited blog that's not on Bravo's press list got an interview because it's hard. And
yes,
it's hard.
Hello, I've been
It's
there.
hard.
All the housewives that I have interviewed mainly have come through me contacting them. And there's only two that I've had a publicist sit on. The first time a publicist sat on, and then the second time the housewife came on, they didn't. But yeah, I get it. If you're not in their
list,
whomever, so I just yes, in there. And my thing is, I don't even want to ask the same old Bravo questions. I want us to see the housewife behind the veil.
And see, this is
y'all can have that. Y'all can have the generic, and let me take it back. Not generic, because there's an audience for that.
No,
but I want to know the actual housewife.
And I'm going to say it here. Of course, the page 6 is the people's. They're great. They're lovely. I want to say, but I do think that there is value in the girls coming on our side too, because we watch them. Our viewer base watches them because they watch us talk about y'all.
Come on.
I wish that Bravo would recognize that there is value in highs and lows and in betweens. The highest of the highs can get them. The middle girls can get them. The girls without, because we have a valuable and loyal readership, fan base, viewership, listenership. And we're going to ask questions that they're not going to ask because we're in the streets. We're closer to the streets and we know what people want to hear. So color my surprise when they asked me to use a Drew Sidora clip.
Listen.
She did interviews everywhere and they asked me. I'm sure they could have asked anybody else. I don't know what they did. But God sent me that email and I was like, absolutely, answer yes. I'm going to do it. Yes, God. Yes.
And I told you, I loved the interview and I loved how comfortable she was. And see, that's another thing. Sometimes when you're talking to somebody that looks like you, we know how to tap into.
That's what I was trying to say, what I said, but I know you're going to pick up what I'm giving.
Yeah. You tap into a different side and it unlocks something and makes them comfortable. And you let them know, I see you.
Yes. And I'm going to ask you too.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're going to laugh about it and joke about it and get the answer. And
we're going to get that answer though. You know what I mean? So that's why I was mentioning Kempire, because I recognized the blessing in that, because I knew I was not on that list. You know what I mean?
Yes,
and so I knew what God had given me and what he had done for me and is continuing to do. So right now I am in a phase where, I'm ready to leave the house. I'm ready to leave mom's, but I also recognize I need to stay here until I get it all the way together, because what's the point of leaving this time and not having it all the way together and if you're afforded the opportunity to?
So that's when you say you're in it right now, but it's almost like maybe you're on the other side of it.
Getting ready
to come out of that cocoon. I think that is beautiful. And I like how you said, you took accountability for, yes, I got these opportunities, but looking back, I know I wasn't ready. I know I should have done these things to prepare, because we've heard the saying, hard work will get you further than talent sometimes.
And the talent got me in the door, but my work ethic got me right back on out.
Exactly.
Because I got a big person, I come to, hey girl, what's the tea? What's going on? I love you. Let's go into it.
I always just felt like if you get me in the room, I'm good. But it's like the paperwork part of it, this part of it, the submitting this part of it. I got to do what? I got to do all of that.
You have to do it. That's not, to do it.
And I fight with myself every day with that, with getting more serious on that back end of it. Like, come on, Taria. So I appreciate you being so transparent. And I hope that somebody listening gets from this, it's okay to start over, because sometimes you'll end up further than you would have before.
I would have never dreamed.
And the wisdom that you've gained from this.
Yes, because I want, of course, we need to move past this, but I want to be very
Oh,
clear about
please.
something. Had he not brought me home and sat me still, this would not be here. I would
Mm,
still be in the streets. I just went to Atlanta for my birthday. Had a ball. Don't get me
I
wrong.
know you did.
Go check No Chaser TV's post rate before and during Atlanta. It was different. I
Y'all
would have
got to go.
never.
Is the
It
live
just
still on
wouldn't.
your YouTube? Because y'all got to check
Oh,
out his
we had a
birthday live
ball, honey.
that
Oh,
we
we had a
were
ball.
on, baby. Let me tell you, he tells you what happened when he was in Atlanta.
Oh,
Go ahead.
oh no, you remember that stuff. Don't go watch it. Don't go watch it. But yes, I had a ball, honey. And that's the thing. Too busy having a ball and not doing the work. And so
Yeah.
I am very I hope God hears me. Do you hear me? What is that? No, I know what you did last summer. Do
Yeah.
you hear me? Like God, do you hear me? I get it, Lord. Okay, now can we get the next phase of like, because I get it. He had to sit me still to
Yep.
get me what I needed and what I wanted in my life. And I am very appreciative. And I hope abundance for me and for you because, baby, let me give you your flowers, baby, because you broke the
So,
internet of the internets and you're about to do it again in what, December 7th? Is that the date?
second,
But you were going to do it second. It's catch because you was going to do it November the 7th,
I
but they
was
pushed that
ready.
date back. Baby, you broke the internet and I can't wait for you to F them up again. I'm so happy and so elated to be here.
Thank you. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Thank you. I said, the only thing is, I won't be able to go to Eddie's because his is December 12th and I'll be in Florida. But I'm like, well, Wendy's the housewife. Let's be real.
Wendy the
So
housewife, though.
somebody else can have that. I said, now they better not change it. Y'all couldn't have it on the same day. I could have took the whole day off, but
Wendy said, I don't want nothing to do with that. Okay.
nothing. And then I
I
said,
don't know this man.
look, I probably won't even take the day off. I'll probably go there and then go to work straight from there after I do
No,
what
you're
I
gonna
got to
take the
do.
day off. You're gonna
I'll,
bask. You're
you sound
gonna
like my husband because that's he
no,
would say
you're
the same.
going to not like revel or bask, but
I
you're
know what you
going
mean.
to reap the reward. You're gonna go and you're gonna do that, and then you're gonna. I don't know if you drink. I don't know the story,
Hmm.
but if
I mean, like I love wine. I love a good wine. I love a good
you're gonna
margarita on the
do
rocks with
it,
a sugar rim.
I love a good margarita. I used to post this thing on my social media all the time. And you knew I was drinking when I was back home in Atlanta because back home. You would know I was drinking when I was in Atlanta because I would always post Dorinda sipping on her margarita and Luann saying she's
No,
starting.
and
And it was such a thing on my social media. People would like post it and be like tagging me, or like people would inbox me and be like, she's starting. Like
he's
it was a
starting.
whole
I'm
thing.
ready.
When you saw that, she's starting.
That's what I'm gonna do on the second
When you do
after
it, post
taking
she's
this
starting.
long ride to Carroll County, an
Yeah, of
hour.
course, you're not going to work after that. Maybe you can work and ride, do the ride. So if you do a route on the way back
That's so,
home, but I'll
how
accept
about
nothing less after that.
that's what I said. I said I'll put my filter on and catch rides on the way there.
I will accept that, but you need to actually because of what you did. Did you work when you broke all that Karen stuff for
I
us?
couldn't. Can I tell you how I was so shocked that I mean, even though I was kind of like in the middle of a cold a little bit, but I was so tired from being like on and ready and this and that and then talking and this and that and then coming and doing the video. I was exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
But I will shout out my good man Savannah because I had
Mm,
already said I was going that day
mm-hmm.
and I didn't feel like it and I had got up early that morning to do a housewife video. I can't even remember which one. And I was telling him, "Yeah, I don't feel good. I'm tired." And normally he's very much like, "You need to rest, take the day off, do this." He was like, "So what time you leaving?"
You got to take that. That's
Huh?
work though. That's right.
And I was like, no, but he was like, I think you should leave. And then when he left me, he started texting me, hey, you might want to take this route because this route is, and I'm like, I'm going.
Oh my God, that is what you want
Yeah,
in life,
he's
honey.
supportive.
Oh my
He's
God.
very supportive.
And look what came of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I accept my flowers and I will say thank
Yes.
you.
But not only just that, like you are booked, you're busy. I just love you. I just love everything about you. I don't have anybody on my channel I don't F with. All right.
Same,
Oh,
same,
oh,
same. Same. Because you and I know you could do a collab with someone just for numbers, but if you're strictly
yeah.
doing it for numbers, I just feel like the audience can almost feel that.
Hmm.
And I want people to feel like they're on a FaceTime call with us listening to us talk about these folks
This is us.
and maybe getting some encouragement on the way, you know?
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
speaking of flowers, let's get into
Uh-oh.
them cherry blossoms. Mm.
Let's do it. Let's do it because I have a lot of unpopular opinions
Come
and
on.
they're going to unsubscribe. They just subscribed for me those first 20 minutes we were talking. They're about to unsubscribe. I'm telling you.
Let's get it. You might be, you know what?
They're unpopular.
I was literally thinking something today. So you're saying unpopular opinions about Potomac. I was
Yes.
upstairs before we recorded, and I said, and this is no lie, like I told Chase earlier,
Mhm.
I had said something to him, and I said, I'm not lying because you know Jesus. I know you know Jesus, and you can ask him, and he'll tell you I'm not lying.
Period. She's not.
Um, I was in the mirror. I was flat ironing my hair, and I said, you know what? I wonder who out there doesn't like Tia. And then my mind said, everybody likes Tia. And then my mind said, no, everybody doesn't, because for every 100 that do, there's going to be 5 or 6
Be
that
a
do
couple girls
not.
that don't. Yeah.
And so it's funny that when you say unpopular opinion, there's always going to be someone who doesn't resonate with a certain housewife or resonates,
Yes.
and which is why it's so important for these housewives to come in being who they are, even if it's a little bit more reserved, but at least we know you're being reserved. Okay, they're getting their feels, but we know that you're coming in as who you are. So hit us with your unpopular opinions.
You may not
Go.
like, you may not like. And by the way, Tia, for me, I like Tia.
Okay.
I am coming out of it because I had an unpopular opinion of Tia at first was beautiful gowns is given friend of the show at first.
Mm.
I do, but then I started seeing the way that she actually navigates situation
Yeah.
and then her home life.
Yeah.
I love it.
Hmm.
I'm I'm sold with a discount. I'm not full price yet,
Okay. Okay.
right?
I like that.
Sold with a
Okay.
discount.
Okay.
I done bought it, but it was
Okay.
off the rack. Okay, you get what I'm saying? Nordstrom off the rack. Saks off Fifth. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
I didn't go to Nordstrom and buy it just yet. I didn't
You
go to
went to.
Saks,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Neiman Marcus, but it was last call.
But
Um,
okay.
because I want to see how she really navigates a true housewife beef first before I have to now after the whole Shamia of it all.
Yeah.
I'm not jumping to conclusions, but I will say I need to see a housewife in a lot of seasons before I say yes, I
Almost
get it.
almost like a relationship. They say go on vacation
Yes,
with somebody. They say get
yes,
sick with somebody. They say like
yes,
all different
yes. But
things.
I do
And
like her.
I like your way of thinking though. So you're saying she got to work her way from the like base level
I,
up versus some people go in and they all the way up and then the housewife starts
I
dropping.
saw the way that you guys love Shamia those first 2 or 3 episodes, and you were on her A for the remaining 17 of them. And so for me, I was like, before I do that, because I'm the kind of girl, I'm a Scorpio. I love hard. I don't trust easily. So because of that, in order for me to alleviate having the issues that I could have, I don't want to do that. So I'm a slow roll. You got the slow roll that's Kiki. You understand what I'm saying about it?
Hmm.
You got the
Hmm.
slow roll me. So okay. I'm seeing it. I need to see her in a true housewife beef because love Jazzy up and down, love her. That was weird. And
Okay.
that's my sister. I love her. But that was weird.
Because you
So
met
no,
her. You met her
I
out the
did.
Potomac at the, and I could have met you there. I ended up not being able to go. I could have met you there. But
Yes.
yes, you did meet Jazzy.
She's so sweet. She gave me a great interview. She's always so supportive on No Chaser TV, reposting, commenting in the comment section. And she has not asked of me what it's not giving Kiki Monique and Katie and the girls in OC. You get what I'm saying? Where
Yes.
she's made me kind of be be what she wants me to be in order to be in her presence.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't look up to anyone in that type of a sense, so that would
Mm-mm.
never happen. However, I do appreciate that she's never attempted to do that. I
Yes.
appreciate that. It's
The
supportive, but it's professional, and I like that. I'm okay with that because one day I'm gonna have to read you, so you have to be able to take it, Diva, because I love you, but you're gonna have to get read too. That's the kind of girl I
I
am.
I like that. I
Yeah.
like that. You have to get it's funny when you were talking about Kempire earlier, and one thing he always
Mm-hmm.
says, and I think about it, he said that's why it's okay being team yourself because
Mm-hmm.
at any given moment, you may be feeling team this way in this certain circumstance, but it ain't just a blanket, I'm team this. Team yourself means, and I can speak on every single one of y'all.
And I do. There's only been a couple of girls. If you watch our Potomac review, a lot of people think, and this is my unpopular opinion, but a lot of
Okay.
people think I'm Team Kiana. Like like a Kiana defender.
Okay.
But when it came to Karen, baby, no. It's only been like 2 or 3 housewives. Okay, Karen is one of them. I'm gonna say it. Teresa is
Here
one
we
of them.
go.
I
Here
don't
we
get. I
go.
don't care because for as many reasons why you don't like Teresa, I'm gonna give you a million reasons why you shouldn't like the other side too. Okay, so that's why I'm gonna play about Teresa. Okay, because they came on her show. They was DMing. They was DMing
Y'all,
Danielle
he had a
Staub.
flashback.
They came on her show. They was DMing Danielle Staub. They didn't tell her they was auditioning for the show. Then they get on the show and she get down to the daggone baby shower, try to be nice at the christening. And they say, take a walk. Oh no.
In the beginning, I will say
Mm-mm.
I was like Team Teresa in that with that incident. Like with all that, because you could clearly see what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
Melissa was always talking about her in her confessionals. I can cook better. I do this better. So you could see where it was going. And
Who
then there
brings
was
sprinkle
a point
cookies?
where it was just like, okay,
Well,
enough.
no,
And then I was
yes.
on the other side.
I'm still gonna keep it real about Teresa, but if
Yeah,
I'm gonna be team anybody, it's team Teresa. But
I see
like
what you're
her,
saying.
Mariah Huck was a girl I would defend for the life of me. I
Oof,
do not play about Mariah
I
Huck.
love Mariah.
But those
Me and
those are pretty much
Mariah.
it. But people think that I'm a Kiana defender, and it's
Okay,
because of my unpopular opinion. You may
come
not
on.
like the message, you may not like the messenger. I see a
Okay.
lot of people putting a lot of parameters or like a lot of red tape around the way that she's saying things. You don't have to like the way that she's saying it. You don't have to understand. Well, you do need to understand. So I take that back. You may not say that she's not articulating herself correctly, which okay, I'll give you that as well.
Mhm.
But the basic message that she's trying to get across has been proven, whether she's been the one to prove it or not, because in the episodes that we watched, in my opinion, Wendy has proven Kiana's point on a couple of things throughout the season.
Well, I will say this.
It's unpopular. And I said it nice. So
You, but I want you to say it however you want to over here because
um,
listen, this needs to be a safe space for people
it
who
is a
don't
safe
agree.
space. Yes.
And I tell in the comments, you don't have to agree. One thing, and I had to remember not to use it myself. One thing that irritates me is when people say, "Are we watching the same show?" Clearly, we're here talking
Girl,
about it.
didn't I just make a video about the same
Right, because you're commenting on my video. Did
show?
we watch the same show? Duh, clearly. Just tell me you don't agree with the opinion. I don't know why that's so annoying. And like I said, even and I try to think, have I used that before? Maybe I've said it. Have I? Either way, that's a dumb
I thought
question.
it
Yes,
though.
we're
I
watching
have
the
thought
same.
it.
Yeah, watching the same show. But I will say, in my review that I posted yesterday about
Okay.
Potomac,
Yes.
I said because I don't 100% trust anything that comes out of Giselle's mouth because we do know she adds sauce, i.e., lies. However, so when she said to Kiana, this, I hate Giselle, I said, here she go,
Here
putting
she
10 on 20.
goes.
And I
Here
said,
she goes.
she lying, or not lying, but she's exaggerating.
That girl ain't said nothing
She's,
about hating you.
but then, and I had to admit it when I got to it because it was in my notes. I don't always go word for word with the girls saying their confessional, right?
You have
So
to though.
Giselle writes, and Giselle says it was a I hate Giselle. Wendy gets in her confessional and says, why am I in this? I mean, yeah, it was giving Kiana said like she hated Giselle. I said,
You told her that.
oh,
And
now, then I
that's
had to
why.
take it back. Then I had to
Thank
take it
you.
back and say, she might have said that to
She said
Giselle
it.
because
Why are we
Wendy said that in her confessional. And I said, here we go. I got to agree. I got to now take back what I said about Giselle in that instance because I now do believe Wendy did say that based on Wendy using those exact same words. Because Wendy never said, I didn't say she didn't hate. I never said you hated her. Now, because I initially said Wendy didn't say that because we saw the scene down at the Baltimore Harbor where Kiana and Wendy were saying, you don't like her. No, you don't like her, which let us know
Yes,
y'all have had a conversation about Giselle. Clearly, y'all feel away.
absolutely.
So I said, Wendy probably said she don't like you. But when Wendy sat in that confessional and said, it was giving, yeah, she said she hated Kiana. She hated Giselle. I said,
And boom goes the dynamite. But
yeah.
then let me ask you this, because see, this is what's been getting my A tour up on my own channel, right? They've been tearing me up, girl. They've been
They
letting me
will come.
have it.
Won't they come
That's
get us?
God, honey.
Get us again.
So you no chaser TV. I said we are the safe space for unsafe opinions.
Yeah. Oh, I
And
love
so,
that. Yes.
yes, so that's what we are there. So they don't agree with me a lot of the time. Well, not a lot of the time. They don't agree with me sometimes, and it's okay because I let them know. you're fine to not agree with me, but I'm gonna keep talking about what I want to talk about on my channel.
Come
Anyway,
on.
but with love.
Yes.
Mwah, mwah, baby.
Isn't
But
that what Wendy says a lot? I say this with love.
yeah, hey, uh, my sweet baby. I call him sweet baby,
Yeah.
my bookie dude.
Wait. I
Yes.
was starting some videos going, my sweet babies, and somebody put a comment and said, I really like your channel and your content, but people may get offended because you're calling them babies. I said, girl. And other people did come in and say, we know where that reference is. Chase, that's exactly what I wanted to do. Go to sleep. I said, you really think I'm calling these people babies?
There is
The pop
a
culture.
meme.
Well, it's
It's a pop culture.
a
Yeah, it's a
black.
colloquialism.
Yeah.
Um, there's a meme that I love so much, and it's a lady in a chair, and she just has had enough. She says, "Oh, you know, like, girl, if I could just post that all the time."
Yes.
Oh, but yes,
Go ahead, say
they're
it.
having a conversation on the ball. Where is that? Is that like a pier? Is that
Oh, it's a pier in Baltimore. It's nice. It's
yes,
like a pier in Baltimore.
yes, they're having a conversation on the pier. You don't like her, you don't like her, right? So it's established. They've they have had a conversation about times they don't like Giselle or Giselle is pissed them off because they were supposed to be,
Yes.
and I want to get backlash for this. Wendy made like Kiana and her were so close when it came to Ineka because she didn't want Ineka on the show. So she said on that reunion that she opted to be and bring Kiana in the group because she didn't know Ineka like that. And Wendy and Kiana was her friend. The lie detector determined that's a lie, which is why I was saying Kiana trying to tell y'all that Kiana thought that they were friends because Wendy
Mm,
says one thing, but then she showed her another. So I really don't care
got
if
you.
you don't like the way that she's saying it. We in the examples that she's giving, because I also remember when the girl was saying, well, Neka said, you didn't want me on the show, and you didn't want me on the show. And Wendy said very plainly, I want to bring my friend Kiana on the show. And my Kiana is my friend, and we're closer, and that's just what it is. It's nothing personal. And Neka,
Mm,
remember that?
yes.
So then when Kiana is saying, hey girl, talk to you about this, and you didn't tell me you was coming to that, or this and this and that, and this and this and that, this and this and that. Yes, some of it is childish. Yes, some of it is
But you're saying
semantic.
it all adds up.
It's just adding up for me. And it's like I
Okay.
understand what she's saying, even though it does not really. I hear y'all. I'm not negating the fact that some of the points that she brought up were not great points to
Yeah.
illustrate how she felt. I
I
understand
get,
that.
yeah.
But what I'm also saying is the basic point remains the same, that she attempted to be a friend to Wendy at a rate that Wendy was not giving that back to. And it's just, I understand where she's coming from. And then when, they have this, you don't like me, you don't like Giselle, you don't like Giselle conversation. To me, I can break that down as well. It's very obvious. And I think that sometimes the viewers have selective amnesia, because how can you say for the last two seasons that Wendy is sucking up to Giselle, or they're only getting along to keep their jobs and they really don't like each other and all of these things, and then when Kiana says you don't like her, everybody's like, well, why would she say you don't like her? That's exactly why, because it's a feeling
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
a notion that you're only going along to get along, which is why when Wendy pissed me off again this week by saying about Angel, we know the rules of engagement. We know the rules of engagement, but you choose to engage in them. Other people don't have to engage in those things. So you and Giselle chose to engage in the rules of engagement by faking a friendship until you got into a real one to keep your job, because Giselle got shit that she was on the second row, the second seat, and Wendy and Candace, the Wendy Candace Giselle thing was not going to get fixed unless
Mhm.
they dropped their guards. And allegedly, the word on the street is that when Candace was presented the opportunity to fake nice with Giselle, Candace balked at it and said, absolutely not, make her apologize or I quit. And that's why Candace is no longer on the show. That's a
Mhm.
rumor. But that's a rumor that has been long bandied about in the circles. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
So
And
those are the rules of engagement, right?
Chase no people. So yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah.
alleged. I don't know if it's true, girl,
Allegedly,
but that's
allegedly,
just what the people
allegedly,
say.
allegedly. Yeah.
That's the T.
Yeah.
Right? So when you say the rules of engagement, all of it adds up to me. You chose to engage in those rules of engagement. So that's why when Kiana says, you don't even like her, if we're just
Right.
being honest. So what is all of
Yeah.
this about Giselle? And so then when Wendy says, you don't like her, I have to take into account why she's saying that Kiana does not like her. And then Wendy goes and says to Giselle, it was basically given she hates Giselle about some stuff that happened 2 or 3 seasons ago that Kiana told the girl to her face, which is why Kiana didn't put up much of a fight because
Yeah.
Kiana fights at anything. If you give her that, she's going to fight you on it. She didn't fight. She was like, okay, Giselle, sure,
I
whatever.
should have maybe yeah, yeah. And because I even said I felt like out of everybody, you can tell when Giselle likes a person. She was very supportive of Kiarna. And I said what really hurt Kiarna was Giselle saying she started. I mean, she was the aggressor. That's the only thing that hurt her. And we know that
Absolutely.
Giselle has been around Kay because her best friend Cal is good friends with Kay. So she liked Kay for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. And then did you want to go deeper? Because why are you
Okay.
saying that this girl is an aggressor? It doesn't look good. And when we talk about colorism in Potomac, because she's the aggressor, but the girl was going around Sesame Street, was going around getting in everybody's face,
Come
provoking a
on.
fight till it was time for a fight, and she got one. Now she is the one. First of all,
Yes.
Giselle, you weren't even there. Okay.
Child, and I remember when people thought the girl in the yellow dress from that fight video was Giselle. I said I knew it wasn't Giselle because the
That
outfit
one
was put
Giselle.
together and the
The outfit
ponytail.
and her ponytail was snatched.
Snatched. Wasn't it
Could not have been
snatched?
Giselle.
I said, yeah. But I said, what gets me is like you can Kiana made it very clear because she even said, high maintenance friend, I'll take that. And when she said I would have done the same thing for any one of you, I
I
felt
believe her.
like Giselle said that Kiana was the aggressor because she wanted to lump her in with Candace. Because really, Kay was like defending Candace.
Well, she lumped Wendy into until they were like,
Oh
no,
yes, and then she
Wendy.
that's what it was, and then she
You see what
yeah.
I'm saying?
So it's like I think that's what it was, but of course Giselle wasn't going to say, "Well, I lumped you in with because you were defending Candace." But I will say when Giselle said in her confessional, sometimes stuff like this has to happen to get a deeper friendship. I
It
believe
does.
that. Now, I want to go back to something you said. You said
Mhm.
Wendy and Giselle faked the friendship until they found themselves in one. So, do you believe, even if it's not a friendship, that they like each other? 'Cause I'll say this: Giselle had every opportunity on her podcast with Robin when that news broke and they
It's
finally
true.
talked about it to go for her neck. And what she said, which we know, can we go? I'm not going to go into it because I've said it before, but basically, Wendy and Giselle were getting along and really bonding over their sorority in season 5 until the fight started and took over the next few seasons. But I'll say
Mhm.
this: Giselle very clearly could have shaded her, especially with Robin, right? Because
Mhm.
Robin and Wendy don't get what she said was, I like Wendy. I know you have your issues. I like Wendy. I love Eddie. And in that moment, to me, I said, even if they're not friends, I did feel like she actually likes her now. I mean, yeah, of course, are they going to hang out after filming? Probably not. But I do
Mhm.
feel like she likes Wendy. One of those friends where when you see, or one of those people in your circle, you see him, y'all have a good time. That's what's up. I like them, but you're not picking up the phone to call them to go out.
Yeah, I
So how do
think
you
that.
feel about this?
Yeah, I think Giselle and Wendy are respectful. I think they're cordial. I think that they have things in common that they bond over.
Mhm.
I think that that's where it is, but I don't think that's where it started. You know what I
Right,
mean? It didn't just.
right.
They sat down. That conversation was very long. It got edited out.
Yes.
From last season, they both admitted that. I know for a fact, so I'll say that. I
Mm.
know for a fact it was longer. Um, I won't tell y'all why I know, but just know I know it was longer, and they really hashed out a lot of the issues, and they have
Okay.
made a concerted effort to not go backwards. So anytime that you're making a concerted effort,
Yeah.
whatever the common unifier is, in this instance, it's their check. You get what I'm saying? That's
Yes.
why she said you don't really like her.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
Kiana was.
yeah.
Girl, you don't like her like that. I think that was true, just like it was true that Kiana had an issue with Giselle.
Yeah.
The reason why I have an issue with Wendy about it
Okay.
is because
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Wendy,
My smoke detector just went off, and I am not one of them people. And I'm about
I didn't
to.
hear
Okay, go
it,
ahead.
so
Okay,
I didn't
good.
hear it.
Okay.
But Wendy is the only one in the friendship that went back, well, in the former friendship now between her and Kiana, that has gone back and told Giselle that. Sure, Giselle would have seen the conversation, right? Yes, I'm
Mhm.
aware. But for me, where I kind of apply my basic life and rules and the civilities of like my life and how I want friendship to operate to the housewives. And that's where I
Okay.
kind of shape my view on things. For me, if me and you are having a conversation about something, me and you are having that conversation. If I
Okay.
did go back and take it and tell that person what you said, not even tell the person what we talked about in the conversation, but also tell them instances in the past where they have talked about you,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's to me foul and you're moving weird. Regardless of whether you agree with Kiana or not, I just feel that Kiana has not done that to Wendy. Now, the argument on my channel was, well, Kiana has done this because she did it to Angel when she said, Angel, you don't even like her.
Do you like this lady?
Yes. So that was the argument, right? So I want everybody to hear me now because I've sat with this and I am actually just, I do take just in the moment, not right now, girl. But give me a couple of days, I get to it. Okay. But so I hear that and I see that and I see that, but I raise you this. Yes, Kiana has done it to a friend, but she didn't do it
Okay.
to Wendy. And I'm talking about Wendy and Kiana. I'm not talking about
Okay.
Kiana and
Okay.
Angel.
Right. You
So that's what
talking
I'm
about.
talking about. So at the end of the day, yes, she's done it, but she didn't do that to Wendy. And that is
Okay.
my point. And Wendy has not only done that once, she's done that twice because Wendy got that pot cooked up between her and Jazzy and sat back and watched that fight.
You're
And
right.
so that is why I am saying Wendy is moving foul to me this season, because if someone's accusing you of not being a good friend and then you go back and tell everybody what she said about you or what was said,
Okay.
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like,
I guess. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
no, but I listen. I'm gonna
No, no,
just
I
say
get it, but
this.
you're giving examples. It's not coming from a place of
I don't
you.
dislike Wendy,
I was just gonna say, yeah, it's not
but I
coming
do
from
think
that.
this is what I do dislike, and this is probably going to be controversial. Please, before y'all hear this, make sure y'all like, comment, and go on over to No Chaser TV and follow. And baby, we got enough people over there. It's not just me. We have a whole panel of people, and you will agree with somebody if it's
Yes,
not
you will. I can say I can vouch for that. Yes, you
okay.
will.
Because I have a lot of people who do not agree with my takes. So that's okay. But um
Go
I
ahead and
think
say it.
that because it's like I think that we give Wendy a lot of grace because of what her and Candace went through during the colorism years. And we're no longer in the colorism years, y'all. Well, colorism always is going to exist. And
Yeah.
when it happens, we're going to call it out. We're
Yes.
going to call a thing, and we're not sparing anyone any expense at that. But it's becoming to the rate to where Wendy can do no wrong because she suffered from colorism and disproportionate treatment for years on the show, to the point that where people are missing almost, even though Angel brings some things on herself, she's kind of being the girl to Angel that the girls were to her, minus the colorism, but she's still getting away with it because y'all let Wendy get away with everything. Y'all let her cha-cha slide, electric slide. That's just how I feel. Y'all let
Okay.
Wendy get away with a lot. That's how I feel.
Now, okay. So on the opposite side of that, I feel like when Wendy came in, remember how she did NECA versus she did Angel. Oh, a familiar face, and gave her a hug, and I felt like that could have been good, but I felt like Wendy was calling out the clear. Giselle was giving Angel heat too.
Oh, yes.
But Angel didn't respond to Giselle the way she responded to Wendy. So I felt like Wendy has every right to come at her like, because I've been trying with you. And now, also,
I
I think
agree.
there's a thing that they have to remember. Yes, Angel is a housewife. And yes, people, we're saying she knows what she was getting into. I've heard many, even
I don't
vets
think she
say,
did.
I was going to say, even vets say, you don't know it. You think you know it until you are in it.
In it. She didn't know what she was getting herself into because she admitted that she had only watched like 2 clips of Kiana, and that was it. She did not know what she was getting into, y'all. And
Child.
I will agree with you on that point. Angel having smoked for only Wendy is weird, it's late, it's tired, it's D, all of the above. And she should have had the smoke for everyone because all
Yeah.
of them played in her face.
Yeah.
What I'm saying about Wendy though is when what rubbed me the wrong way was
Oh my
Wendy
gosh,
saying,
hold on. Do you hear that? Let me
no.
pause this. Hold on. Y'all don't even know we paused, and I'm gonna tell y'all we paused because my carbon monoxide detector started going a little bit crazy, and I was like, "Oh my God, can you hear it?" And Chase was like, "I don't hear anything." So he was like, "All right, let's jump back in." That was
But
because he was trying to get on my girl Wendy. No, I'm
all
just
right, see, excuses for Wendy again.
no,
Excuses for
no. But you're right. But listen, no, Wendy has not always been. Wendy to me was like, I loved her when she came on the show. I
Mm,
liked what she brought to the show, and I love seeing a black woman confident in who they are, what they have, their
yes,
degrees, all of that stuff.
I love that
She
too.
hasn't always been without fault. I'm not gonna lie, I loved when she cussed Giselle out because I was like,
Oh, I was 10 toes down for that.
and I said, I think that is Wendy, but she kind of goes behind the like, well, there's duality in her personality. So it's like we were
And she's
getting
allowed
another
the
side of her.
duality, yes.
Yeah. But no, I get what you're saying. I do think that there may be some out there, or there may be an audience. Because again, I think we only came together. The audience has come together a couple times on certain Housewives things, but I
Yes.
do agree that there are people that probably do give Wendy a pass because of what she went through. Because I know for me, last season I was like, y'all give Wendy a meaning, let her live, let her breathe, not don't hold her accountable. But
Hmm.
every season she's on the defense, like
Yeah.
let
The
her.
season
When
she's
people,
not. It's great. We love
yeah,
it.
but
So she deserves it.
the things that you're saying, I can also see as
Cause
well.
see, it's not even like that. I feel that people do it on some of them
On
do it on
purpose.
purpose,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think the majority of the viewership, we've gotten so used to having to root for Wendy since season 6
Oh,
that
yeah,
we just
yeah.
auto root. We're on auto root, autopilot,
Oh, that's good.
auto
Auto
root,
route.
auto root.
Yeah.
Like better not say. Actually, y'all, I think that she's wrong this time, and it's okay.
Yes,
But
and it's
then when you
okay.
say
Yeah.
she's wrong, you get beat up.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. But when it comes to Angel, I agree with everything that you're saying about Wendy and Angel. Angel definitely came at Wendy sideways. You will not get any pushback from me on that. I just did not like when she said at the end of last week,
Mm.
doesn't matter if we bring it to Angel soft, doesn't matter if we bring it to her loud, doesn't matter if we bring it to her on camera, off camera. We know the rules of engagement. And for someone who
Mm. I know
was
where you're going. I know where you're
dogpiled and
going.
attacked for years,
Yeah.
I expect more from you than that, because just because those are the rules of engagement, who wrote the rules? They don't have to be. And just because they're the rules of engagement, they are the rules of engagement for you and what you choose to deal with and what you choose to put up with. I'm not putting up with that. So I understand
Fair
Angel is a
point.
Debbie Downer. She brings it on herself. She is a wet blanket, honey. She will clean up a wet dream, honey. She is all of those things. I would never invite her to the party. Don't, no, ma'am, right? But even though she's brought situations on herself, like this whole thing that happened with her and Jazzy that didn't need to be mentioned, if she
I,
didn't freak out off camera, I just want to say this. Let's look at the trajectory over the last 6 or 7 episodes. It was chin check. Then she didn't say chin. Then the girl didn't say chin check. Then
yeah.
when you're being fake, you're not being authentic. You're not saying what you said 2 days ago, even though you slept on it and you have the right to change your mind. How dare you change your mind? You're supposed to be mad, right? So then it's that. Then it was, did she graduate from college? Stuff she don't even know about. Did she
That's
graduate
true.
from
Yeah.
college? Then it was did you the WAG thing and the high and low, and my husband started for 10 years. Then it was what she brought on herself. But then it is the catfish of it all. Then it is, oh, you mad again about the catfish of it all. Now you're bringing me stuff off camera too. I think that even though she is a Debbie Down on a bus, Killington, if it were me, I would have had my fill of the girls too. And I would
I,
not have been in a great mood. Whether I brought it on myself or not, every episode has been something. And
yeah.
sometimes it's been twice as much. So for you, someone who has always been, they threw drinks on you, they talked about your man, they brought the
Mm.
African girl around, they said your mama was sending people to the shrine. You know what it feels like to be on the other side of a whooping. Okay?
You're right. You're
So
right.
therefore, she's wrong. Angel's wrong, but I just would have not expected. I want to say not expect, but I hate that Wendy is trying to justify the rules of engagement when you could just easily change the rules, or you could abide by them. But just because you choose to abide by them doesn't mean everybody else has to. Because don't bring me no mess and think I'm going to abide by that rule. It won't work for
Right.
me. You bring me say I like a catfish, girl. Well, if I like a catfish, you need to go ahead and be a catfish. Lift your titties up, get that neck done, and get them ankles sucked in. Okay, because I'm not the one to play with, but I'm not Angel. You see, so that's how Angel abides by the rules. I don't play by the rules. Don't you bring no mess to my door and think I'm going to allow it. So I
You're
just hated that Wendy said that. That really rubbed me the wrong way. I hated it.
coming from, like you said, where she has been dogpiled on and had nobody but to defend her but Candace. And sometimes if Candace wasn't there, nobody said anything for her. So you're right. I could see that.
And
And
then,
and
Taria, go ahead.
No, and I was going to say, and I even also said, I can see why Angel feels that way. I also feels like it must be exhausting for the other girls, but I
It is.
can see why she feels that. I'm not absent to, because I know if it were me, I would be thinking, here we go again. And then it does put you on the defense. And I think different archetype or different personality types go differently. Like you said, you would have mentioned some things and I would have probably mentioned some things. But then it's almost like, would you or wouldn't you? When Angel said, I looked at you like a big sister, I didn't believe that of Giselle. I think Giselle was, I mean, Angel, do you remember when Angel told Jazzy outside at Nevis Nice when Wendy was sick, but she was walking with Tia and Jazzy and she said, I am basically, I'm paraphrasing, I'm the wag that would basically bring the new girls under my wing and I would look at them. So she views herself as a hierarchy in the wags. And I
Absolutely.
think she views, if you try to put them equal, Giselle is a hierarchy in the housewives. And I think that's why she wasn't giving Giselle smoke.
You
That's
bow
why she
down.
wasn't, because I felt like she felt like, oh, okay, I can just kind of maybe slide right in. But that's not how
Mm-mm.
housewives
That's not how housewives
works.
works.
So yeah, I can
They've
see.
given
Yeah,
they've given Angel so much to work with because listen, maybe it's my professional wrestling background that I mentioned earlier, right? But nobody wants to be the opening match. Everybody wants to be the main event of a WrestleMania, right?
yeah, yeah.
So when John Cena or whoever you want to say, Junkyard Dog come for you, you gonna let Junkyard Dog beat you up? Or you gonna fight back? Ain't no way.
Right.
Giselle
Yeah.
would have came for me at that table, and I would have said, "Let me tell you something about it." And guess what? Giselle probably would have backed off her for the rest of the trip because she was
Yes.
like, "I see you, and we see each other." But the fact that you chose Wendy's not low hanging fruit. Don't get me wrong, but
I
the
know what
fact
you
that you
mean.
chose someone that is not perceived to be at the top of the food chain lets us know how you operate, lets us know how you think, lets us know your self esteem issues, and lets us know that you are what they're saying Wendy is, and you're the one that's kissing people butt and rub and took it. Because why you didn't come for Giselle? Listen, I am very well rounded in this opinion. I feel,
Yeah.
however, I was doing like, come on, get it out, because you're getting it out. You was hitting it, and it would be a strain and a drain and just a terror and a nightmare to have to keep dealing with Angel ruining every event, right?
Yeah.
Remember, and you said you can see the girls feel this way about Angel, right?
Hmm.
Remember, not too many seasons ago, those same girls, for the most part, felt that way about Wendy and Ken.
Wendy. Yes, they did. Yes, they
So
sure did.
that's why when I hear Wendy say the rules of engagement, I'm like,
I'll
are
say,
you
yeah,
kidding me?
because yeah, that is a very
You
fair
ain't got to
point.
like her,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
certain things, if it was done to me,
that's a very fair point.
I'm
Because
just not in it.
Candace did that for Wendy. Like
Yeah, I
she put
mean,
her
the
for,
girls, remember the girls would be like, it would literally be seven cast members against Candace and Wendy for 2 or 3 seasons.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And which is why it's interesting how you said that you would have read Giselle. And I said the same thing, like, especially when you're quick with your mouth. And I said, it's interesting how people want Angel to give Giselle smoke.
We needed that. We need a martyr.
But
We need a
when
leader.
Candace would give back, people would be upset at Candace's reactions to people coming for her. And to me, I always feel like, if you cannot throw a pebble and get upset if I choose to respond with a boulder, right or wrong. So if you don't want it,
Yeah.
don't come knocking on my door.
Remember how yeah, come on, Mom. Come on. Not. Come on. I
Because
love it.
I'm going to get you up off of me somehow.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's how we were raised. You have to get
Yeah.
it. Can I cuss one time?
You can cuss all the times. This
Okay.
channel is whatever you want to do over
We
here.
were raised to, well, I was raised, you got to get a bitch up off of you.
And I grew up in
That's the exact phrase.
listen, my mom has a mouth. My grandma, they are very quick. And if you wanted to be able to be with them, you had to be quick too. So I am very quick. And I just feel like, oh, let me end this argument. Now I'm better. But the old in my mind would be like, do I want to
Tell
end
me
it
about it.
forever? Or do I want to get you off me now? Because if I end it forever,
I
Your
had to
feelings are
stop
gonna be hurt.
myself from going off with my brother to read in a group chat, in a family group chat. My brother said something. My cousin texted me, was laughing like, "Did you see what he said?" I said, "Now, if I say something back," and my cousin be just bust out laughing. I said, "If I say something back, and then everybody gonna be mad at me because I don't know how to just play ying around the house. I'm
And
coming for you."
don't nobody always want to just be
I
yin
just let it
yang.
go. But
Yeah.
that is my brother. But
Yeah.
it's interesting you said it about Candace. And as I mentioned, auto root, I think that people had auto hate because a lot of people were not on Candace's side with her and Monique. And so anytime Candace opened her mouth for a
Yes.
couple of seasons, it was ick. Like, oh,
Yeah.
girl, I know you're not talking.
Which goes
Please.
back to, I love how people said, child, I even heard white folks who probably ain't never used that phrase before ever.
In black people business,
Yeah, talking about, yeah, Candace, if you talk ish, you get hit. I said, well, then the hate for Candace doesn't make sense because they talk ish to her. She talks back and doesn't hit them back, but you don't like what she says because her words hit. So
mm-hmm.
now she deserves to be beat up, even though they came for her.
And
Again,
that's
that doesn't make why aren't we rooting for Angel to beat up Wendy then? Why aren't we rooting for Angel to beat up Giselle? Why aren't we rooting
are we
if
not
it
rooting for Angel to be done? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking, y'all. I am joking. It's a joke. Laugh, funny,
we're
ha
rooting for
ha.
person that right, like, okay. We're rooting, yeah. I thought Giselle, when she said, I'm glad Angel said she would kill me. I know she got a pulse. I was like, I'm with you and you're right.
Yeah,
You
like
know,
girl, you
so
thank God finally. And that's
yeah.
what I was saying. Giselle wanted. They gave her real estate. They
Yes, they
wanted her to
did.
be that because they don't want Candace back.
Yeah.
We'd rather have it in you, and we're giving it to you,
Yeah.
and you're just not taking it. And you got to get
Yeah.
up. The people want her out. I'm not going to say is we got a long season. Well, I don't know how much longer of a season because I think we're hitting. They cut out a lot of filming, you guys,
I
and so
heard that. Oh, I
yeah,
heard
they
that
cut
from
out a lot
you.
of filming.
Yes.
Who did I tell you that? Well,
Well,
they did.
we were
Oh
on
yes, that's
live
right.
on your
I
live. And
spilled.
can you share to the people what you on what you shared about the filming on the live? Allegedly.
Well, this is what you know what, you don't have to even, I don't have to go into that. If you look at the filming and look at the flashbacks, we were already in Preakness by episode 2 or 3, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Preakness. Preakness was in May. At the beginning of the season they picked up the cameras at the house in like April or March or
Hmm.
April. So how do we get a month plus of filming cut in 2 to 3 episodes in by the third episode, and now in the fourth episode it's Preakness and a girls trip. We're in June this weekend. We're in June because
Wow.
when was World Pride? Was that in June in
Yes.
DC? This
Right.
weekend
Yeah.
is World Pride. They're cutting stuff, and the girls are not getting a fleshed out story. Tia's getting a fleshed out story, great for her,
She
but
is.
other girls are not. Kiana's not getting a fleshed out story. Wendy's not getting, not, excuse me, Kiana and Angel did have storylines. Now that's something
Mm,
I know.
okay.
Allegedly. They had storylines getting chopped. Some of the other
Mm.
girls did not have much of story, and so whatever, right? But they're chopping it, and I don't even think it's, at first I didn't think it was on purpose until I looked at the thumbnail from the first preview on Bravo TV, um, Bravo TV's YouTube channel, and it's like Kiana yelling, like her face is like a yelling, and it's like Stacy looking like, oh, like scared. Go watch it. I don't like it,
So we
but
already know who they're trying to paint as the,
at first I didn't think it was on purpose until I saw the thumbnail. I said, oh,
which
right.
is why Stacy's
I'm
getting
gonna send you
what.
that when we get off of here so you can see it because it's bad.
Okay.
But yeah, but honestly,
Mhm.
Stacy, they cut a lot of Stacy. What we got of Stacy, it was way worse. They were on Stacy's ass for the first month. Plus, that's why they
Wow.
say at Nevis, Stacy didn't know if Jazzy was going to be a part of the group. She didn't because they had to bring Jazzy in to get that girl some backup.
So okay, so let's ask you this. Do you believe
Allegedly,
what Giselle said about the reason Stacy wasn't a bridesmaid in Jazzy's wedding was because,
absolutely,
okay.
I do. Now that's not anything that I know. I don't have any tea on that. It just I love. I actually
Stacy
had a
wants to
great.
be on the show. We know that.
Right. I actually had a great quick convo with Stacy last week, so hopefully you guys get to see that soon. But she's a wonderful girl, but I have to keep it real.
Yeah.
When it's about the show, it's about the show.
Yeah.
The way that and this is like I said, I don't have any insider information or anything, but the way that Giselle to me is not lying about this is because um when Jazzy and Stacey sat down, the first thing Stacey did was apologize for not being a great
Mm.
friend to Jazzy, remember? And not being communicative or responsive or not really doing it, remember? So I
Uh-huh.
believe it. I believe it. I do.
Hmm.
I do.
I will say that when I met Stacy at Kempire After Dark earlier this year, and she came on that stage, and Kempire brought up, he was like, "Well, since you here, word is you leaked your own joining of the show." Like he really, and she answered by saying, "I've been on TV for a long time. I know how this PR works." She was trying to give a PR answer, so I looked over and said, "So you would be the one that would know exactly how to do it." And Corey called, and then I looked at the crowd. Corey said, "Did you see the way she looked at you
Like,
when you
uh,
said that?" So it's like
how does she
Stacy
look
is
at you?
kind of like I had clocked her T just a little bit.
She don't like her T being clocked. That's why I believe what Kiana said. Ashley said, well, Kay said that you said that you weren't going to drop the facade. She
Well,
was like, what do you
notice
mean?
on the producer cam, Stacy's voice is deep. Stacy uses her QVC voice for the show. And that producer cam, that was Stacy. And it immediately took me back to, do you remember on the show, on the reunion last year, when they said, Stacy, you were like, F that beat about Vivian?
Absolutely.
I
Yes.
said, that was that. And that's why Vivian came on and said that them underarms on them dresses was stinking.
Yes, right. And so not only that, but then when she balks and scoffs at Kiana using the F word on the van, and she says, I never would talk like that. I never use that. And they didn't show the flashback, which of course, right? But
Oh,
they
yes.
flashback everything else. They could have flashed back to that reunion moment where she got caught lying about saying that she didn't say F that B. And then she went on ahead and just was like, I said it, whatever, I said it. And I say it again, and if Vivian got me effed up again. That's why I was hoping
Mhm.
Vivian would be a friend of the show this season because I needed that.
Yeah.
I needed
Yeah.
Vivian and Stacey, baby. I needed that. But looks
Oh,
like we're getting Pia versus Stacey, which I need too. So,
yeah. I'm enjoying
but I enjoy Stacey. I
Stacey.
think she's great. And I think she saved Potomac.
You know what? There's a lot of people saying that. So what makes you say that?
We were in the dark ages.
We definitely
The
were.
dog days are
Yeah.
over. Like it was bad. It was really bad. And now Stacey leads the charge, but you know, Stacey, thanks to Stacey, and I'm gonna say it again, it's unpopular. Thanks to Kiana, thanks to Stacey, Kiana, it's unpopular, but thanks to Angel, we have new things to talk about in Potomac, and long live the day. We're not talking
Okay.
about things that they have been litigating for years and years and years to the point where it was two sides, and the factions shall never meet and intertwine. And you know, it took us to get rid of people. People had to lose their jobs for the walls to drop down and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We this season we're talking about new stuff, so it's a lot. It's confusing. You kind of got to sit with it for a little bit to really like process it because it's like it's almost Salt Lake City levels of every episode. I say Salt Lake City is like a professional wrestling program back in the day growing up because it's like you're coming to the most jam-packed hour of action right here on
Yes.
this network, right here tonight. Most jam-packed hour of action, and it's like boom, bam, baby, bam, boom, bam, boom, bam, and
Yes.
that's what Potomac's like this season. It's a car wreck. It's a car crash.
And you know what I'll
No
say?
offense to anybody who's been in one, but you know, it's just like a lot going on.
The
But it's all new
difference,
and fresh.
yeah, and I said the difference, you know how I look at Salt Lake City like, do I look forward to watching Potomac? I'm like, oh yeah, it's coming on. Salt Lake City, I'm seated. And I said,
Mhm.
you know how I've decided to treat Potomac? Potomac to me is like cotton candy. It's nothing, but it's something.
Oh,
It's like satisfying, like it satisfies my sweet tooth, but it's like not
yeah.
substance. It's not Salt Lake City for me, but it's something good. So I enjoy Potomac because it's like cotton candy. It's light, it's fun.
It's
If
fun
I consume
again.
too much, my tooth might hurt just a little piece, but I enjoy it.
Yeah. Even though Angel's trying her best not to make it so,
Yeah.
Potomac is fun again.
Yes.
Potomac, and I wish I'm a day one Potomac girly, by the way.
Same. Me
When there were
too.
etiquette and the girls did not live. And you know, this is starting to get to it is not there yet. It probably won't I don't know. It's getting close though. It's getting to that season 3 and 4 sweet spot.
Okay.
You know, for
Okay.
me, is we got some attitudes we got to work out. I wish that we had some storylines to balance out the mess. And I'm a mess girl. I like mess, but Potomac is like a lot of mess right now. I just need
Yeah.
a little. I need a little group scene. You know, you got
Okay.
to roll my Kiki slow. You know what I mean? So
Okay. So then before, because I know you have to go soon, because and before we jump to Salt Lake City, because I want to get
just
your opinion
whatever
on
you want
Salt
to
Lake
talk about. I'm
City.
here.
Do you, two questions.
Yes.
Would you like to see Candace with this group? And do you think there's a chance that she would be asked back? It's a safe space.
No,
Because a
yeah. I'm
part of
just trying
it,
to.
a
Yeah.
part of me is
Oh, I'm
like,
not
yes, but
watching
then
my
a part of
words
me,
for the people. No, but I
I know
really am
that's right.
thinking
I know
about.
that's right.
I think that if I'm not getting Candace versus Giselle, yes. And that's not
Okay.
Candace's fault. And so that's what I hate because that's
Yeah.
Giselle's fault. It's not
Yeah.
Candace's fault. But I don't want to relitigate anything too heavy
Me neither.
from
Me
years
neither.
past. I know Monique comes back.
Oh,
And so,
child, child,
well, I
child,
mean,
child.
we're not, because I know how the people, but like,
T'Challa Jr. and that bird, Monique. Go ahead.
no, you know what they said about T'Challa?
She killed him. Hmm.
Oh, no, not that. That's not,
Oh, oh.
that's not what I was going with. Uh, the people said that T'Challa had Wendy snuffed out first. That's what the people saying.
Oh, when he flew right. You know what? Dr.
Something
Wendy, he
just
used to.
ain't right. Something just ain't right. I would love Candace to come back. I would much rather relitigate Monique versus Candace because there's no closure there. And I think the majority of the viewership, at least, I won't even speak for the majority. For me, I've closed the door on wanting to ever relitigate Candace versus Giselle. I'm more interested in relitigating Monique versus Candace because maybe there's some accountability, growth, and apologies on both ends
Yeah. Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
I know y'all listen. Now you mentioned earlier about how the girls say so the girls who had no business saying it said that you talk ish get hit. I don't agree, but my standpoint was do not be surprised if
Yeah.
someone wants to reach out and touch you because you're talking ish. That's all I was saying. So
Yes.
for Candace to be so surprised that it happened, I was lost on the surprise of it all because for the last 2 seasons, it was drag me, Monique. Eventually, whether you're right or you're wrong, you keep getting into verbal arguments with somebody,
Now
somebody's gonna reach out and touch.
here's my
That's
question,
all.
because there were people saying, "Oh, Candace said drag me," but didn't Monique say first, "I'll drag you pregnant at all," and then she
Yeah.
said, "Drag me,
Oh
Monique."
yeah, she did.
I
But
would have said the same thing,
I
drag.
think if you know you, well, would you have
Well, I would
would
have
you have
said
let
that.
yourself be, well, would you have let yourself get dragged, or would you have?
No, I feel like Candace doesn't have the instinct, because the instinct, if I'm down and you grab my head, the instinct is for me to pick up whatever's in my hand and pop, pop, pop.
Yeah, she
That would
tried
be
to
that would be
eventually,
my
right? Eventually, she was like, "Oh, let me just, whatever," right?
Yeah.
But if you're not a fighter, I don't think you should invite people to fights.
Okay, here's a good thing then. If you were coming at me with your words, and I know I'm not a fighter,
Uh huh.
because we know that's how I've heard a lot of people say that when they were bullied in school, and some comedians, how they got people off them without fighting is, oh, I'm about to get you with my words and make you so
I
with
grew up in the '90s, and I knew I was gay as a kid. Like
okay.
you had to be able the '90s. Well, I mean, I'm a child, but from birth,
I know
I've
what you
known that I
mean.
was gay. Yeah, but I really grew up in the late '90s, 2000s. The girls going to prom with boys. The boys going to prom now. I would have never been able to go to prom with a boy in my school. You know what I mean? So
Right,
I
right.
knew it was like it was interesting because some periods in some classes I was bullied, right?
Yeah.
But I got them up off of me in some periods in some classes. The people knew I was funny and they gave me no problem, no issue. Chase funny. We got Chase funny. Chase in our class. Oh, we're gonna have a good time. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it was interesting. I learned how to get a person up off of me. I did not want to fight, but I could fight. So you weren't
Oh,
just
I
gonna
see
make
what you're
me.
saying to the
You're not
okay.
just gonna
Okay.
because if we have
Okay.
to get down to it, it's only but so much talking that I want to do. We're gonna barbecue or we're gonna meal do. And so my
Okay.
thing with Candace is do not say to someone, I'm not saying that Candace is wrong, but I just think if you're not a fighter, don't invite anybody to fight you, right? So when you say that a person bullies you and you fight the bully back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Physically, are we talking verbally or physically?
It could go either way.
Yeah, don't be surprised that you got beat up.
Okay. So I can see what you're saying with the surprise part, but can I add a caveat?
Yes,
We're on Housewives. So our job is to go back and forth, back and forth. Back. We've
you're
seen
wrong.
people say something worse, stuff worse than Candace was saying.
Is
Twirl.
it?
She was
Is it really?
twirling.
Is it? Is it
She
really?
was twirl.
Is it
Like
really?
what is
Yeah.
that? To me, that was light work. I wasn't talking
Yeah.
about your
No.
mama, your daddy, your brother, your cousin when you lived in a truck under a bridge, wherever. Like I didn't go there.
I'm gonna give you this because I love you, and I've never given this. And if anybody from No Chaser TV is watching this, they're gonna make my life a living H. Monique was dead ass wrong for putting her hands on that girl. I've never said that. I have to put it
Y'all,
because
he
I
let me
went back
put the
and
mic
watched
down.
it because
You
when
went
it
back and watch.
happened,
Mm-hmm.
when it happened, I was so into it. I was the auto team Monique because Monique had been down on her luck back against the wind fighting Giselle and Robin for years, right? And you're on auto route. And I felt like Candace was wrong season 4 because Candace started talking about that girl called Katie Amistad, give us free. And that's not what she was saying. And then you went and you ran back and
That's
told it
definitely
to the
not.
ops.
She did run that back to Giselle back.
You ran
Yeah,
it back to the ops.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
was
yeah,
team Monique. You
yeah.
see?
I get
But then
that.
when we get to season 5, I'm like, okay, now that I'm watching it again, Monique moved funny. She moved foul. She didn't have to put her hands on that girl. But also, I still maintain that. See, here's the thing, right? I'm the kind of girl that if I know you can fight and I'm talking stuff to you,
Yeah.
and I know you can fight, or I know that you're a fighter. I don't know if you can whip my A. I don't know if you can fight, but I know that you will fight. If I'm talking to you and saying crazy things to you, I'm saying that with the premonition and already knowing going ahead, this could get ugly.
Can I give you another caveat?
Yes,
Even though we're in a weird space, I had considered you my sister. And at the beginning of the night, I walk in and I hug you.
she was wrong, man.
I hug
Monique
you.
was wrong, dog.
And if Monique had fought her because she was upset with her, I could even understand that. Because
Didn't
I
have to
wasn't
go
even
there.
mad at Monique for the fight. It was the reason, because who you should have fought was the
This
people
is
next
there.
to you.
And Robin.
But so when Monique,
Yes.
after that scene, when she goes home and tells Chris and she's washing her daughter's hair and she said she always running her darn mouth to everybody, you were thinking that that was going to gain you points with them. And instead,
They
it
turned
did.
on you.
They turned on you.
They
And
never liked you anyway.
yes. And that was my thing. It's like, get the girls who you really upset
They
with.
was just using you to get at Candace because Candace was reading in between season 4 and season 5. For those who were not there, Candace wants those show social media reading the girls down.
Yes.
Candace used to
And,
be a nightmare on social media back in the day.
and I will say this. I've never seen it for Ashley, but I really didn't see it for her when they were coming at Candace's neck saying Ashley was pregnant when you were going after her. Ashley deleted all of her tweets. Ashley started
They
tweeting
were
her.
they were back and forth. I remember
Yes.
that.
And
I was there.
Candace said a couple times, back off my man, back up off me. You don't want me to go there. You don't want me to go there. And then when she went there,
It was
Ashley
Candace, Candace,
deletes all her
Candace.
tweets where she talking about Candace's hair and this and that. So either way, what I will say is this. I have never been a fan of Monique. The only time I really kind of saw it for her when her and I was never a fan of Candace until I one day I said, "Why don't you like her?" Oh, because she's arguing with your faves. Oh, well, but she's right. And then that kind of opened my
Hmm.
eyes. I was like, "Oh yeah, they coming for her." When Monique and Candace were on the same team,
I love them.
I was like, "Get Ashley," and
And
they
Monique didn't do it.
and that's when it started. Monique flipped on Candace for Ashley. And Ashley, the only reason Ashley came back to Monique was so that Monique wouldn't release that tape of Michael grabbing somebody's behind. But I wanted them to get back together.
But remember, Monique and Ashley were friends first.
But then they fell out
They
when
fell out because Ashley was being Ashley. Ashley was a menace back in the day.
who I remember when
Y'all don't
she said she
understand.
was
Ashley
she
was a
was
terror, a
she was
nightmare.
drinking on Watch What Happens
She
Live and
did
try to
not.
imply she was drinking.
Yeah,
And
she
that's
didn't
why she
have to
had her
do that
accident.
stuff. She
Yeah.
didn't have to say that. She went. That's so beyond just nasty. And she said it on the show too. She was just beyond nasty. And she
Yeah.
said it to the ops.
Yes. And that's my thing. I at the end of the day, I wonder for both of them, would it be good for them to have a conversation and whether they
That's
become
that's what I would
friends
be
again?
interested in seeing, no sister.
Me too. Me too. And like you said, both could,
They
say
both have
some
been
things
wrong.
about their rules of engagement.
Yeah. Oh Lord, don't. trigger me like that. I want to read Meredith before we get up out of here.
Okay, so we about to move on, but just say we love Potomac. Well, I love my cotton candy.
That was good.
I'm enjoying my cotton candy. I am liking the lightness of the season. We don't need anything too deep. Salt Lake City, we can go deep because we got a history with those girls as a group. We don't necessarily have a history with this Potomac group, so we don't really need to go all the way to the bottom because we don't know if we're gonna be able to come back up because we've been at the
Ooh.
bottom for too long. Let's get into the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Also, I do need to say this because I am a giver. I like looking at Monique because she's beautiful. Now, if she could just stand there. No, I have to give.
You gonna
Okay.
tell because we're not gonna get along now because I like
Okay.
Monique, but
Look, y'all,
I
you
did
about to
not
wait.
recognize it was so many people who did not like her. I did not know that.
I
They're not day
think,
one girls. They're fight girls, though. You're a day one girl. I respect that. A lot
yeah.
of people who don't like Monique are fight girls.
But
And
you know what's funny? And I thought a lot of people that didn't like Candace were fight girls because they only came because of the fight. So isn't it interesting how depending on what side of Twitter or what side of social media you're on is what you'll see?
yeah, people don't. The Holy Trinity was Monique, Candace, and Karen. Those were the girls, baby.
Boy,
Those were the
they
girls. And you go, if you lived in that time when Monique came in
yes.
and Giselle was automatically hating, you know what I mean? It was just like, nah, no, no, Monique, 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 Monique. For me at least, you know what I mean? Monique,
Yeah.
Monique, Monique, and Giselle was just all hater. So that was what that was about. I'm a day
And
one
th-
girl.
and then a little piece of Katie. I'm sorry I said you were dumb.
Oh, but
Maybe
I
I
was a
meant you were
Katie fan
stupid.
season one. Oh Lord, Katie, I don't even talk about
Okay.
her
I know
now.
you'll have to come. We'll have to do a deep dive. Salt
Ugh.
Lake City. The episode after the episode when they talked about Meredith on the plane, Mary legitimized it all for me. I was believing them, but when Mary had that conversation with Meredith, to me, Mary came off as concerned, and I said, I feel like what she was trying to say. Remember, Mary is dealing with a son who had issues, who dealing with drug and alcohol. I was trying to figure out how to say it. Drug and alcohol
No, I'm
issues.
just laughing because it's clicking to me where you're going with this.
So she can recognize patterns and behaviors.
I didn't
And
think
I
about that.
feel like she was looking at Meredith with such concern that she was trying to figure out is something else going on here
Baby, is
because
you
I've
on the
seen
sun?
this before. Yeah.
Baby, is you on it? Because
Yeah. Are
what's the
you on a
tea?
pill or something? The amount of concern that Mary had, Mary was treading lightly with Meredith, and Mary don't really tread lightly with Meredith.
She didn't last week.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, exactly. But when she met up with her to have the conversation,
Yes.
it wasn't like the Mary. Yes, you were. She was like, yes, you were. It went on for a while, Meredith. Are you okay? And I said, oh, she looking at her like how she be trying to look at Robert Jr. and see if she can detect something when she's talking to him. But come on, did you automatically believe the girls or did it take you hearing them all different? Because I'm gonna be honest, Heather's not a reliable narrator to me. Because Heather was asleep, then she was woke. Then she was
Yeah.
asleep, then she was woke.
Baby, which one is a diva?
Yeah.
And you have irons in the fire because if you gotta come for Meredith, ultimately to get Lisa, Heather will do it. Heather's a weirdo. So let's
Yes.
put that
From
out
day
there.
one, I've said,
Heather's a weirdo. I've never liked, baby, we have dragged Heather up and down the
yeah,
street, baby.
yeah.
But I believed it, and it wasn't so much the girl's testimony, even though Mary doesn't lie. I don't feel like Mary would lie on Meredith. So Mary solidified it for me. What did it for me was Meredith's treatment of Brittany the entire girls trip. I have been saying on my channel, this is weird. This is mean girl. This is not fun to watch. Stand up, Brittany. They are dogging you out. Do not take this abuse. This is becoming uncomfortable for me to watch.
Mm.
And between last week and this week, I have had enough. I'm sick of Meredith. Meredith needs to be held accountable. And just like everybody else has their time off the show, it is now time for Meredith to leave the show. I love Meredith up and down, but I have watched her pour. You don't like her. So I didn't like the whole every time you say Jared, we're gonna throw water on you thing.
Yeah.
No, ma'am. The first time okay, maybe because she said Jared knowingly that they said they were going to do it.
Yeah.
So she
Yeah.
welcomed it. The second time she didn't say Jared. She told y'all she didn't say Jared. And Meredith, you're laughing hysterically and pouring water on a girl that you don't like. If you do not like me, you cannot play with me like that.
Yeah, and I had to come back and say I have to indict myself, turn myself in. I didn't like when water was thrown on Wendy, when it was thrown on Gertie. I'm not the biggest fan of Brittany. The funny thing is, Brittany's one of the few housewives where I don't really see it for them, but I want them to stay. Like I don't
Brittany's
root the other
staying.
ones off. I
Okay.
want them to stay.
She's staying.
But I said I have to be honest and check myself and say, why didn't you go in on Meredith throwing that water on Brittany? Because it was the slowest throw in the history
But
of a
see,
water throw, but
that's
it
another,
wasn't
but that's the
cool.
third time she did it, right? The second time, well, the Jared thing, right? The two Jared things. Then she politely places the water on Brittany's lap. That is how I explain it. Like she's the worst at that. That was not great at
Yeah,
all. You know,
yeah,
I don't know what she was on when she did that one. It
yeah.
wasn't great, but she then does that. Then she throws, she is with Bronwyn when they
I,
think it's just so funny and throwing
that
someone's personal property. You took it from my room. I'll press charges on you, first of all,
because
because I don't care what it is. Don't you come in my room and take nothing off of my
and
bed.
throw it overboard. I thought that, and then when Brahma was saying it was supposed to be a funny joke, I loved how Whitney
You could
said,
tell
you
that
thought
was
that was
funny.
gonna be funny."
You could tell, and you could see Bronwyn now saying it out loud and verbalizing
Uh
it like, "Oh, ish, this is
yes,
not gonna look good. This is me." In real time, she was like, "Oh
because
God."
she calculated it not coming out,
She
the
did it for
girls not finding
fans.
out until the show, and exactly because
She
people
was
don't
thinking
like
fans are
Brittany.
gonna love this one. No,
Yes.
man, we don't like mean girl stuff, Bronwyn. That's why your husband treats you like you do. Anyway, yeah,
Ooh, child.
catch. And so, that
Look,
and then, yeah, because the baby, I could wrap Miss Bronwyn up real tight if I need to. And then you throw your costume saw at her. You know, you flip your hair on her. And then you get mad when she flips it back on you. You're yelling at her, cussing at her. Her behavior throughout the whole entire trip told me that when them cameras went down, she let
yeah.
that girl have it. Yes, God.
And
So the girls
I
that need to validate that for me, they telling the truth.
and when they were doing yoga, we know Brittany can maybe exaggerate or whine or what have you. But when she said it, really, I really heard her loud and clear. And it
Mm,
was like my mind just did a flashback of
mm,
the seasons with the girls, even this season of her. She said, when I do it, I get
mm,
treated worse. When she brought up that TikTok, and I said, she's absolutely right because this whole season has been about things we've seen online.
That's
Lisa,
the theme.
that's the theme. So Brittany bringing up that
I'm bringing
TikTok
it
is
up.
now the end of the world.
Absolutely. I said it the very first recap when they were out there, and the way that I went off on Whitney, and I don't like how they've been treating Brittany, y'all. I just got to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Brittany fan or not, the whole season they've been treating her very poorly.
yeah.
When Whitney cussed her out and said maybe she sucked, she
Because where
does
did that come
get,
from?
where did that come from, right? But she said that, and because the girl was asking, first of all, now you're upset at her because she's bringing up the fact that you started a business off of Alibaba and hired 10,000 people and put $10 million into it, girl. That's your fault. That's not Brittany's fault. But y'all bring up everything about everybody else,
Yeah,
and you're talking about her friend and you talking about her, and so I just felt like that was disproportionate, and I went in on Whitney for
yeah,
that, and I told Brittany the very first episode, I said, Brittany, they're treating you this way because you recorded them and they don't
yeah,
like you. They think you're lame. They don't see it for you. And they're going to dog you out of every chance they get until you do what we just talked about earlier tonight. Get
yeah,
a bitch up off of you.
yeah. You're
And you
right.
wanted to start standing up and saying something. So this was her attempt when she brought up the TikTok about Meredith because she was being housewife. If you listen to
Yes,
what she
she.
was saying, oh, this is a safe space. We don't
Yeah,
believe it. But if you want to share, you're more
yeah.
than welcome to. Oh, that's it, Meredith over the roof, baby.
Didn't she
Over
do?
there. That was
Didn't
it.
she do that
She
with
kept
her?
hair toss, no care toss. Okay, baby. She was giving it she was socking it to Meredith,
Yeah, she was.
but
Yeah.
Meredith, for some reason, has a short fuse when it comes to Brittany and what they're doing. You're not icing that girl out. You're legitimizing her reason for being here. Because if
Mm,
it gets Meredith activated, then we need to keep her around. You see what I'm saying?
right,
As if I was
right.
a producer, she'd be all the more reason to keep her, right? However, you need to figure out why you always putting your hands on that girl, why you always
Yeah,
treating that girl like that. That's
that's
disgusting.
unacceptable.
And I'm just gonna say it again. It's time for Meredith to go because of that. Not because of anything else, but because of how she treated Brittany this trip. And then on that plane ride, girls will be gone for less. We done seen girls
Baby,
get chopped for that. So it's
when I
time for her to get chopped. Sorry.
when
And
when
Lisa, you treading on thin ice, buddy.
let me tell you, and I believe Lisa was lying to John when she said I didn't say anything to her. No, I believe everything they said that
John didn't
Lisa
believe
was
her.
egging it on. Yeah, Lisa was
John was like, you
egging
didn't
it
say
on.
anything.
Yeah, I just don't. But like, I just to hear them say more than one of them said she was hitting that girl's seat and pulling
She was
her
doing it.
hair. I
She was
said,
doing
now
it.
that would
She
have
was doing it.
caused
Show me the TikTok. That's what
physical
that was.
violence. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Show,
Yeah, that would. I
show me the
said,
TikTok.
you talking about air marshals waiting for you?
Girl, you
Like,
better hope I ain't waiting for you.
How dare you? I just,
How
oh,
dare
when
you?
Brittany met up with Heather days later, Brittany was almost distraught. That, like, a distraught, like, I don't even know what else to do. That right there said to me, girl, they took her through it, like on
Bravo
that
should have got rid
plane.
of Meredith then. There's no apology. There's no making up at the reunion that's going to result. I am always going to now advocate for Meredith to get her behind up off of that show. She needs a season. She just like they gave Mary. Mary had to take a season. Is
Yeah,
your I rooted for Mary,
me
and
too.
I was Team Mary, and I boycotted season 3 because of
I
Mary.
didn't
I
watch
did.
either. Me
I didn't
same. I
watch
didn't
it.
watch.
I boycott. And when they said Mary was coming back season 4, I came back season 4. But Meredith, it's time for you to go. Sashay away, Chantel. Whatever they say. Shantae, it's time for you to pack up your bags and sashay. Because no God, honey, don't you ever
Yeah.
put your hands on nobody. Don't you ever get nobody face like that. Who are you?
Who are you? And that's like, to berate her on a plane ride like that, like where they're trapped. And then I wanted to know why, if they could all hear her, why, and it was that such of a disruption, why did no airline crew be like, ma'am, excuse me? Were they told not to because they were stars or what? Like, I don't know. And I will say this, as much as that Michael's ex-wife from Potomac just sends me, she would have had us some footage if she was on that trip.
Oh, Brahma said I would have took some footage. And guess
Listen,
what, Brahman? You would have got cussed out too. Because Meredith, the whole reason why Meredith mad at Brahman in the first place, that's because Brahman was, I mean, Brittany in the first place, because Brittany was taking photos and videos. So, baby,
and I will say this, I do like Bronwyn. However, Bronwyn is not without fault. And I do believe Bronwyn was setting Brittany up a little bit when they went shopping. And she asked her, it'd be one thing if she asked her about Lisa, because Brittany did say, me and Lisa are like sisters. So if you, but when she asked her, how about you and Meredith? Meredith has been supportive. I said, we know Meredith hasn't been supportive of Brittany, which is why Bronwyn asked her that. So she could
they've been
run that back.
they've been doing a setup all season.
Yeah.
Um, uh, well, Bronwyn, you know more information about the lawsuits with Lisa. Tell us more. After Brittany has shut it down twice on the van, you still got onto the campsite and you brought it up again. They have had clear setups throughout the season to get narratives out. Bronwyn is nasty. She's sneaky. She's malicious. She
Oh,
is. Y'all love her. I don't see it for Miss Bronwyn. I don't recognize her place on the show. If she left, I wouldn't bat an eyelash. And let me tell you one thing about it. Okay, I hate to say it. I hate to say this because he's nasty too. He just nastier than Bronwyn. That's the thing. Todd has an absolute point. Don't tell me nothing else about these people. Why do you keep
yeah.
bringing a man on a show that you know he does not want to be on? And you
Yeah.
tell him about girls and people that he does not want to know anything about, and then get mad that he doesn't give you the reaction that he wants.
If
That's a
I
setup
if I
to set
wanted
you
to,
up for the divorce.
because this is why we know money is not it for people. Money can't buy fame, because she has all the money. So she wants to be famous, which there's nothing wrong with that. However, you need to figure out a way. He's coming on the show and being supportive, whether people like him or not. He has points that have been made. He's coming, he's uncomfortable with the cameras, I feel like. Also, we would have to talk about something else, maybe like a little bit of light drama, but I'm not getting ready to keep telling him this and getting his, eventually you're going to catch him in his aggravated natural state. You keep telling me these ladies are talking about me.
Because this is why I know for a fact she's doing it on purpose to get a rise out of him. See, that's what she is. She's a perpetual victim, okay? Because she could
Mm.
set her mama straight if she wanted to. Because mama, you may not thought I had it going on when I was 19 and you thought it was great to bring me down to the Oshkosh Bagash and buy my sister something, but not me. But as we speak today, you are on my television show that I filmed
Come
in
on.
me and my husband's house, and me and my husband are taking care of you and yours. So if that ain't how God
Ba-
reverses the situation and turns it around, baby, then it is. So therefore, that's how I know you want to be a perpetual victim
mm.
because you have it within you. Don't get me wrong. I love my mama. I would not be purposely disrespectful to my mother,
But I know
but
what you mean.
my mother knows what time it is, and
Yeah.
I know what time it is. You see what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to that husband, I understand what he's saying furthermore, because we all know clearly if you don't remember back, okay, that's fine. But just 2 or 3 episodes ago, he told you you shouldn't go on that trip. And if you
Yes.
go on that trip, you're a big girl, do what you want to do. But I don't want to hear anything about it. This
Yes.
week they get to the lunch and they say, how's everything going? Bron went after your night last night. And she says, well, I told my husband, ha ha ha. Well, I told my husband and I told Gwen, but what's said about them in the press? So you went back and told him that Lisa said that he was farting and kissing after he told you don't tell him nothing about the trip? I'm done. Why?
Well, did you believe the conversation between her and Whitney this week when she talked about, yeah, she believes that he was I missed that article about him looking at
I
pictures, but
missed it too. I didn't see it either,
I didn't
boo.
see it.
And that would have came across our desk. Trust me.
So I was like,
Um,
where did that come
huh?
from?
Maybe that's another side of Twitter we're not on.
Okay.
But it would have came across our desk. Trust
Yeah.
me. It wasn't discussed in my group chats that I have.
Same. That's the
Nothing.
first I heard about it.
I said, okay, but um, yes, I believe it. And
Yeah.
I believe Todd has many reasons why he does not want to be on camera.
Yeah.
His
Yeah. Okay.
business and his personal life.
Okay.
Do with that what you will. I don't know anything, but I just believe people have reasons for not wanting to film. And I feel like that's one of his reasons for not wanting to film. But I just thought she's like, it's just like weird if somebody tells you not to do that. And the first thing you do is go and call them and tell them about the trip and tell them about the most disrespectful thing that you could tell them
About themselves that was said on national TV.
She's weird. It's weird.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
weird.
it's going to be interesting to see how all of this how all of this goes. I will say that I'm looking forward to Tuesday night. I cannot wait to see how all of this goes. Chase, thank you so much for spending a little bit more time with me than we had planned. I said I was going to give you a break
I
before
don't
you had to
care.
go
I'll give you
into
anything you
your
want. You know it.
job.
Down with Heather. What else do we have really quickly? Just run them. Down with Heather. Meredith's got to go. Sorry, you guys. I don't know if I'm Team Kiana, but I understand her. What else? What else?
Wait, you said that so fast.
I had to run out and get that out of there. But yeah, I just love being here. I love you so much. Anything you need from me, you got anything you want.
See,
anything you want.
I love that. I was thinking, Jaheim, you can have anything you want. All of me. Do you know me and my husband? This is when we lived in Jersey, because I was born and raised in Jersey.
What
We
part?
drove to New York. We drove to New York for a slice of pizza, and he bought the Jaheim CD. I think we played it all the way back.
What part of New York are you? I mean, New Jersey are you from?
The South, like South Jersey, like
Okay, well, is that
Southern
Newark?
Jersey. It's
No.
like
Okay, where's that?
if you get on the turnpike, go to exit 1 and then go a little further.
Okay, I just have family from Newark. I've only been
Okay, so Newark is
up
probably
north a
about
couple of times, so I don't know.
Newark is probably like 2 hours from where I was from.
Okay, are you from Franklin Lake? Are you from Patterson? Are you from Franklin Lake?
That's up there near that. That would be North Jersey. Yeah. So I was South Jersey. I was like,
Okay.
I was in the middle of 40 minutes from Philly, 40 minutes from,
okay.
yeah. So like, I was right there.
Yeah.
So I used to listen to Power 99 FM with Wendy Williams. And when her
Oh,
gossip segment would come
wow.
on, I would want to make sure I was in the car listening or home listening. So yeah.
Yeah.
But we drove to New York, got a slice of pizza, and he bought a Jaheim CD, and then we drove back.
Hmm.
Those were the days.
Those are the days.
I am so happy that you're here. This will not be your last time,
Thank you.
clearly. The people
I
know
hope
when I
not.
love somebody.
We have more to talk about.
We have a lot more to discuss. Y'all don't want to see me and Chase fight, so we ain't really gonna talk about we'll probably fight on here because it'll be fun. Anyway.
No, I mean, listen, but we don't force
Iron
it. If
sharpens
it's gonna be,
iron.
it's gonna be. Yeah, it's gonna be. It's gonna be. And
Wait,
but
we
we respect each other.
wait, like Lisa and Whitney. Look, with the hand, with the fingers, we both gonna be like this.
And by the way, there's been a lot of people. I just want to say this. I don't advocate for violence because I know we've talked about a lot of violent situations, but Whitney would have got her ass kicked if she was in my face like she was in Lisa's face.
Come on.
And Meredith and Lisa would have got their ass kicked on that plane. So I just gotta be honest. I can't believe it. I'm thinking about it. I'm so disgusted.
Yeah. When I thought about, I felt so bad for Brittany. Truly felt bad for Brittany. I was like, this is insane. And again, the way Meredith, I felt like she was playing in Mary's face to try to make Mary seem like she didn't know what she saw.
But that's what Mary cussed her out last week. See, the clip will just have you believe that Mary just is erratic and going off on her. She said, do you hear what Lisa's saying to you? Lisa's saying to you that she feels like you're not a good friend. Well, what do you want me to do about it, Mary? Turn a cartwheel, and Mary cussed her out.
She said you could jump in the ocean, go find a conversation.
What you do. And I said, you know what? y'all can say what y'all want to say about Mary, but Meredith, and she was kind of talking condescending to her this week too.
Yeah.
Meredith is a little condescending with Mary, almost like she thinks Mary is a little soon. We don't say the other S word,
Yeah.
SLOW, but like she's a little soon. You know what soon mean?
Mm-mm.
Like she was born a little early, like she's just a little,
Oh, okay.
a
Well
little
then, because
soon.
I do say the SLOW word, but I'll change that. I'll start saying
Well,
my
they told me not
grandma.
to say it anymore, so I stopped.
I was
So I
gonna
should start
say,
saying soon.
well, maybe I'll say my grandmom used to say throw it off, not even throw. They throw it off.
Yeah, she'll throw it off.
So
She's
maybe,
a what is she? She's a sandwich short of a picnic, you
but
know.
when she told Mary, "What do you think you saw?" and Meredith, if you notice, Mary didn't bite her head up. Mary said, "I was there."
I know what I saw. I saw it.
I was like, "Oh, Meredith, what do you think you saw? Are you
That's
trying
how
to Jedi
that's
mind
what
trick
she
me?"
thinks of Mary.
Yes,
That's
Meredith.
because Mary didn't get what they were going the process the first couple of years. She didn't
Yeah,
understand what the hell she was doing.
yeah. And now Mary's. I love watching Mary enjoy the show and being on the
Yeah,
show.
she's having fun now.
Yeah, and even off the show, I think she's loving. Somebody said when they met Mary, she was great. She was this. I said, you got to remember, Mary is a pastor. So Mary, in the beginning, her voice wasn't always strong, wasn't always sure, unless they were showing her in that pulpit. That's when her confidence came in, when she's in a position of leadership or of helping someone. Or so, of course, Mary's going to be great when you meet her. Mary probably gives really good advice. She may not always take, but I do believe I want to meet Mary. I do believe that
I would love to
Mary.
be Mary.
I
Yeah.
would. I really. I'm rooting for everybody black. Chase, please let everybody know where they can find you.
You guys, you can follow me at No Chaser TV. So that is at No Chaser underscore TV on um Instagram, Twitter. You can find us on Facebook, No Chaser TV, TikTok, The No Chaser TV, and on YouTube, No Chaser TV. We are everywhere you want to be. We are everywhere you are already at. So come on over there to the lounge. That's what we call it. Come on over to the lounge
Yes. Yeah.
and have a good time with the people and Kiki, okay? All
Okay.
right.
And as for me, you can reach me by
Come on, Alita.
trailway.
I
No, I'm
need
just
Alita
kidding.
right now. I
You
need it right
can reach me on an air. No.
now. I don't care how you get there. Oh,
Get here if you can.
no wind, no rain. Hallelujah.
We love y'all. We'll talk to y'all later. See ya.
See.